Hi, good morning students. Welcome back to the third session of online biology, online medical academy. In previous sessions we had completed the epithelial tissue. The next animal tissue we are going to start in this session is connective tissue. Connective tissue is the most abundant animal tissue among the four: epithelial, connective, muscular, nervous. Among the four, connective tissue is most abundant tissue, numerous in our human body as well as any animal body. The meaning of the exact connective tissue is in its name itself. It connects something, suppose skin with muscle, bone to the bone, like. Not only the connection, it also helps in support and transport also. Several types of connective tissues are there. We will discuss them. Daily connective tissue is three types. First one is loose connective tissue. Second one is dense connective tissue. And third one is specialized connective tissue or special connective tissue. On which basis we can call this loose and dense and specialized? Let us see. Generally, a connective tissue which is made up of matrix plus fibers. Matrix and fibers are chief components of the connective tissue. Whereas in case of loose connective tissue, matrix is greater than fibers. Both are present, but matrix proportion is greater than fibers proportion. So less amount of fibers and other cells are suspended in the more amount of matrix. So hence we can think here it is loosely packed. Inside the matrix it is loosely packed. What? Cells and fibers. On the other hand, the dense connective tissue, matrix is less than fibers and cells. So fibers and cells content is more. More means they are packed very closely, means tightly inside the matrix. That's why it looks very dense, means very compact. On the basis of proportion of matrix and fibers, connective tissue first type is loose connective tissue, second type is dense connective tissue. Whereas if we talk about the third type, that is specialized connective tissue. In the specialized connective tissue, again we have to separate two types. One is supportive and another one is transportive. According to the function, we are separating the specialized connective tissue into two. The first one is supportive. Here cartilage and bone comes under. Both cartilage and bone are giving support, framework to our body, so they are supportive, mechanical. Whereas transport, if we talk about lymph and blood. Lymph and blood, these two together called transportive connective tissue. So I am going to repeat again on the basis of classification of the proportion of matrix and fibers and cells, loosely connective tissue and dense connective tissue according to their ratio. On the other hand, specialized connective tissue is prepared. On the other hand, specialized connective tissue was placed due to their function and their uniqueness. Supportive in nature, cartilage and bone. Transport in nature, lymph and blood. Everywhere the most common thing is matrix and fibers and cells. Connective tissue does mean matrix, fibers plus cells. If you think loose connective tissue, both. If you see loose connective tissue, inside the matrix fibers and cells are present, but ratio is different. Inside the dense connective tissue, even though ratio is different, but matrix, inside the matrix cells and fibers are placed. In specialized connective tissue also matrix and fibers and cells are present, but in case of transportive tissue, mainly in the blood and lymph, fibers were absent. Fibers doesn't exist in the transport tissue. It is a very exclusive point. Other than transport connective tissue or transportive specialized connective tissue, everywhere what are common? Matrix, fibers and cells. I repeat, matrix, cells and fibers, all three are common in every type of connective tissue except transport. Inside the transport connective tissue, matrix is present, cells are present, but fibers were absent. Fibers less connective tissue means blood or lymph is the transport tissue. Clear? Let us discuss one after one in depth. The first thing is loose connective tissue. Today we are going to learn about loose connective tissue. Let us discuss loose connective tissue. In detail. The basic point of loose connective tissue is generally connective tissue is made up of matrix plus fibers plus cells. So fibers and cells are existing inside the matrix, but matrix percentage is greater. So matrix is greater than cells plus fibers is the formula which you can easily remember for loose connective tissue. So loose connective tissue, LCT, loose connective tissue is equal to M greater than C plus F, means matrix is greater than cells plus fibers. It is a very easy formula to recall the data of definition regarding loose connective tissue. Then what is matrix? Matrix is made up of glycoproteins and mucopolysaccharides. So matrix is composed of glycoproteins plus mucopolysaccharides. Here another important question is, who produce the matrix? Who secrete the matrix? Means fibroblast cells. At the time of discussion in this session, now itself, we are going to learn about the different types of cells. In that, one type is fibroblast cells. Fibroblast cells are secreting glycoproteins and mucopolysaccharides. So, on the other side, cells. What type of cells are present inside the loose connective tissue? Mast cells, fibroblast cells. We just discussed that fibroblast cells are the responsible for secreting of glycoproteins and mucopolysaccharides. That's why fibroblast cells are called chief cells, means important cells. Other than these two, plasma cells, macrophages. Macrophages are also called phagocytic cells, and adipose cells. Adipose cells are also called fat bodies or fat cells. So these all are present inside the matrix, but adipose cells are present only in case of adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is a type of loose connective tissue. Except adipose cells, all these four, what are they? Mast cells, fibroblast cells, plasma cells and macrophages are present in areolar tissue. Areolar tissue is the first type and most abundant connective tissue, that is in the loose connective tissue. Adipose, second one is adipose tissue. It is the second type. So what does it mean? Loose connective tissue consists of two different types of tissues. One is areolar connective tissue, another one is adipose connective tissue. Let us discuss one after one in detail with their respective cells and fibers and locations. Areolar connective tissue. It is the most significant tissue in the entire connective tissue portion in our body, because among the four types of animal tissues, connective tissue is most abundant. I said very earlier in this class. Now I am telling, in the connective tissue there are many types are there. We have seen in the flow chart also. In all the types of connective tissue, which tissue is most abundant means areolar connective tissue. Let us see the structure of areolar connective tissue with the help of an imaginary diagram. This is a portion of areolar connective tissue. Inside this, everything is matrix. This is what called matrix. As areolar connective tissue is a type of loose connective tissue, more matrix and less fibers and cells are arranged in it. Matrix is made up of glycoproteins plus mucopolysaccharides. Polysaccharide means what? Carbohydrates components. So glycoproteins and mucopolysaccharides together form matrix. Inside the matrix there are different types of cells are present. Suppose if you see, this cell is called macrophages. This cell is called macrophage. You have seen in this diagram that are pseudopodium like structures. It looks like an amoeba because this cell is derived from monocytes. Generally, you have a knowledge about the WBC, white blood cells. In white blood cells, phagocyte cells are there, monocytes and the neutrophils. Monocytes are producing these type of cells in the areolar connective tissue. If you want to understand it very clearly, macrophages are derived from monocytes. Deriving. So very important point it is. What are macrophages? Phagocytic cells. Macrophages are phagocytes. Macrophage cells in the areolar connective tissue are deriving from monocytes. But don't think monocytes are present in areolar connective tissue. Monocytes are present in blood. In blood monocytes are present, but the same monocytes in areolar connective tissue they are derived into macrophages. They are also called micropolicemen of our body. They are protecting from pathogens. That is what their work. I repeat, macrophages have pseudopodium-like structures. They look like amoeba. They simply called phagocytic cells because they perform phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? Whenever a foreign body enters our tissue, these macrophages go near them and by the help of pseudopodia they engulf them inside the cell, and later lysosomes present inside these bodies will digest them by enzymes. So inside the pathogen will be degenerated. That is how they are protecting us from germs. These cells are derived from monocytes. So these are the three important points about the first type of cells present in the areolar connective tissue. Let us see second type of cells. Second type of cells, if you see, they are called fibroblast cells. Before already I have given a hint. The fibroblast cells are also called chief cells. Why? Because they are secreting a type of chemicals, glycoproteins, and another type of chemicals, mucopolysaccharides. These two are major proportions in the part of matrix. It means if fibroblast cells were not there, there is no matrix. The matrix is there. Inside the matrix, number of cells and number of fibers are suspended, means existing because of only fibroblast cells. That is the reason they are chief cells. Clear? Next, another type of cell. They are called plasma cells. These plasma cells are producing antibodies. Antibodies are produced by plasma cells. In future classes you come to know what are exactly antibodies. Now I can say antibodies are glycoproteins. They are prepared by our body against the pathogen which enters to infect our body. These plasma cells are derived from B lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are a type of white blood cells. From that B type of lymphocytes, they are deriving. Which cells are deriving? Plasma cells. You just compare. Before we discussed macrophages. Macrophages are existing in areolar connective tissue. But these macrophages are derived from monocytes. Where does monocytes are present? Inside the blood. They are a type of WBC. As well as inside the areolar connective tissue, other types of cells are existing. They are called plasma cells. These plasma cells are helps to produce antibodies. They are also protecting our body from bacteria and virus in the third line defense, means very deep level of information that is. In second year human health and disease we will discuss that. But these plasma cells, what are plasma cells? A type of cells existing in areolar connective tissue. They help to produce the antibodies or deriving from B lymphocytes. What are B lymphocytes? They are type of WBC present inside the blood. Understand? So and we have discussed three different types of cells. Type 1 cells or first type cells are macrophages, and the second type cells are fibroblasts, and third type cells are plasma cells. Let us say other types of cells. The fourth type of cells called mast cells. M-A-S-T, mast cells. These mast cells play a very important role in the areolar connective tissue. These mast cells are deriving three different types of chemicals. First one is heparin, second one is histamine, and third one is serotonin. What are the chemicals that are secreting by mast cells? Mast cells are a type of areolar connective tissue cells. They are secreting heparin, is a chemical which is responsible for anticoagulant. Inside our blood vessel, blood is flowing but not clotting. Reason? Presence of heparin. Histamine is a other chemical secreted by mast cells. It acts as vasodilator. Vaso means what? Blood vessel. Dilation means what? Expanding. Suppose if it is the blood vessel, when this histamine is released into the blood by mast cells, it helps to dilate the area of lumen of blood vessel. So blood that flow with a certain pressure will be decreased in particular region, and again it will be normal. So vasodilator means by increasing the space of lumen inside the blood vessel, the histamine helps to decrease the blood pressure. In which cases? Suppose in our blood vessels, by any reason BP raises, means blood pressure raises, automatically it comes to normal. The raised blood pressure comes to normal means decreasing. So here I am repeating, 120/80 is normal blood pressure of human. 120/80 is not decreasing. In case of 120/80 increases to 140/90, because of the histamine, that 130/90 comes to 120/80. So systolic pressure 10 and diastolic pressure are reducing because of the histamine. That's why histamine is called vasodilator. If histamine is secreted more than the normal amount, then blood vessels are dilated more, then BP comes down, that is called low BP. So too much of secretion of histamine results less blood pressure and fall of BP, right? But histamine acts as vasodilator. On the other hand, another chemical was there, that is called serotonin. Opposite to the histamine, serotonin actions over exist. If histamine is vasodilator, serotonin is vasoconstrictor. Vasoconstrictor means what? Which constrict the blood vessel. When blood vessel lumen is constricted, means area becomes short, pressure will increase. So serotonin helps to increase the blood pressure, increase the BP by shortening the lumen or reducing the area of the blood vessel. Let us see how. If it is the normal area or size of blood vessel, while it is constricting here, the way becomes narrow, and till here 120/80 with the 120/80 pressure blood flows, and suddenly due to the narrow path blood pressure will increase. So that is how serotonin works as vasoconstrictor to increase the BP. All the three chemicals are released by mast cells. So mast cells are secreting how many chemicals? 3. First one is heparin, which act as an anticoagulant, which helps to prevent the clotting of blood inside the blood vessels, not outside the blood vessels. If generally a question comes like this, why doesn't our blood clot inside our blood vessels? Answer is due to the presence of heparin. Where does this heparin secretes? Mast cells. And heparin is also synthesized in liver. Clear? Second chemical is histamine. Histamine acts as vasodilator. Does it increase the blood pressure or decrease the blood pressure? Decrease the blood pressure by dilating the blood vessel. Another one is serotonin. What is the action of serotonin? Serotonin is vasoconstrictor. During the vasoconstriction, does it increase the blood pressure or decrease the blood pressure? Generally, it will be helps to increase the blood pressure. Whenever in our body, commonly blood pressure comes down, serotonin will be released by the mast cells and the increased blood pressure up to normal. So, too much amount of serotonin releases, high BP comes. So, hypersecretion of serotonin results high BP, more blood pressure. Hypersecretion of histamine results low BP, less blood pressure. I hope you understand about the chemicals and their role in our circulatory system regarding mast cells. Let me repeat, what are the cells that are present in the areolar connective tissue? Again, areolar connective tissue have 4 different types of cells. The type 1 cells are macrophages. They are derived from monocytes, act as phagocytes. Number 2 types of cells are fibroblast cells. They secrete matrix, also secretes fibers. Matrix and fibers are secreted by fibroblast cells. That's why they are called chief cells. That's why they are also called chief cells. Fine. The third type of cells are plasma cells. They are derived from B lymphocytes and they use it to produce the antibodies. These antibodies protected us from pathogens. Now, fourth type of cell is mast cell. The mast cell is secreting heparin, histamine and serotonin. These mast cells are derived from basophils. Basophils are also type of WBC. But another type of WBC, they are granulocytes. Whereas lymphocytes and monocytes are agranulocytes. I hope you have studied this part in 9th and 10th standard. Okay, not an issue. So mast cells are derived from basophils. So basophils function and mast cells function is similar. Plasma cells are derived from lymphocytes. Macrophages are derived from monocytes. Fibroblast cells are generally present. Because of them, matrix and fibers are present. These are the 4 different types of areolar connective tissue cells and their respective functions, guys. Now let us see what are the different types of fibers and their role. If we see different types of fibers present in the areolar connective tissue. Firstly, some fibers are present. They are white color, but they exist in bundles. They exist in bundles. So these fibers are called collagen fibers. Collagen fibers character is bundled, non-branched and white color. So they are exist in white color. They do not have any branches, but they exist in bundle. Bundle means what? Together. So many structures together a bundle. Bundle like structures which are white color, often secreted by fibroblast, that is called collagen fibers. The first type of fibers and also major type of fibers are called collagen fibers. Second type of fibers, if you see, some fibers, they are also white in color, but they are not existing as bundles. See here, this is called reticulate fibers. Second type of fibers. We can assume these reticulate fibers are also white color, means they are derived from collagen fibers. They are non-bundled white and Non-branched. Non-branched, they do not have a branches like collagen fibers. They are also white colors like collagen fibers. But how they are differentiating the collagen fibers means they are existing in free but not in bundles like collagen fibers. So that we can say reticulate fibers are derived from collagen fibers. Because another proof is the protein existing in collagen fibers is collagen protein. Reticulate fibers consist of a protein is called reticulin. So reticulin protein is derived from collagen protein. It is the another evidence. Next, other type of fibers, they are existing in yellow color. You can see here they have branches but they are not bundled. These fibers are called elastic fibers. Elastic fibers, they are third type of fibers. In the name itself we can say they produce some elasticity, flexibility. Elastic fibers are yellow color, non-bundled and branched. So this is the properties of elastic fibers. Protein present in elastic fibers is elastin protein. Elastin protein gives some flexibility so that it is stretchable in nature. So let us compare all the three. Reticulate fibers are white like collagen fibers, but elastic fibers are yellow. Reticulate fibers are non-bundled and non-branched, whereas collagen fibers are non-branched but bundled, whereas elastic fibers are branched but non-bundled. Simply we can understand that if we take a table like branch, bundle, color, and let us compare with all the three, that is reticulate fibers, collagen fibers, elastic fibers called yellow fibers. We can also write elastic fibers. In a quick way, we can easily recall them by this table. Reticulate fibers are branched or non-branched? They are non-branched. Bundles are non-bundles? Non-bundled. Color is white. So the definition of reticulate fibers is non-branched bundled white color fibers existing in areolar connective tissue are reticulate fibers. So protein present in reticulate fiber is reticulin. Reticulin. Bus. Second type of fibers is collagen fibers. Collagen fibers are branched. Collagen fibers are branched or non-branched? Non-branched. Collagen fibers are bundled. Yes. Collagen fibers are white in color. So define it. Non-branched bundled white color fibers existing in areolar connective tissue are called collagen fibers. The protein present in collagen fiber is collagen. Collagen. The last type of fibers, let me define. They are called elastic fibers or yellow fibers. They are branched? Yes. They are bundled? No. The color is yellow. So you can easily define now. Branched, non-bundled yellow color fibers existing in the areolar connective tissue with the help of a protein is called elastin. They are considered as elastic fibers. Clear? Now, this is what entire the composition of the areolar connective tissue. Areolar connective tissue consists of huge matrix that is greater than cells and fibers. All cells and fibers are suspended in the huge matrix. That matrix is made up of glycoproteins and polysaccharides, mucopolysaccharides, that is secreted by fibroblast cells. Along with the matrix, fibroblast also secretes fibers. All these fibers are secreted by fibroblast cells only. What are the types of cells present in the areolar connective tissue? Type 1 is macrophages, type 2 fibroblast cells, type 3 plasma cells, and type 4 mast cells. Every cell has their unique functions, and these fibers are also have different functions. In the future classes we come to know. This is what entire the structure of areolar connective tissue. Now let me tell you where does this areolar connective tissue is present. The locations of areolar connective tissue is very simple. Beneath the skin means what? Hypodermis. Skin is called epidermis. Below the skin, a white color lining is present, that is called hypodermis. Whenever we fall, a simple scratch happened, very rapidly we can see there is a white color, another skin-like structure. That is what called connective tissue, areolar connective tissue. Around the blood vessels also, areolar connective tissue is present. So these are the two important areas where areolar connective tissue exists. It is vascular, it consists of blood vessel. It also connects muscle and skin, and it is also a part of blood vessel wall. So this is what about areolar connective tissue. In the next class, we will discuss about adipose connective tissue, means fat and the types of fat bodies and its function. Thank you.